Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Lau. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, we go to Zimbabwe, where Tzu Chi volunteers are working with local epilepsy association to distribute relief items to 500 households. In Taiwan, doctors from Taiwan Association for Minimal Invasive Gynecology joins the third day of the simulated surgery workshop held at the 2012 annual TIMA conference. As the Domen MRT station in Taiwan officially opens to the public, we take a look at the unique design and construct methods of the station's underground tunnels. In Zimbabwe, Tzu Chi volunteers work with a local epilepsy association in Harare to distribute rice and blankets to 500 households with epilepsy patients. As the primary food is corn powder, it is a precious gift for the villagers to receive rice. The volunteers involved in the distribution were local volunteers and volunteers from South Africa who work together in hopes to bring the timely help to the local residents.
The distribution this time is mainly for families with epilepsy patients. This time, Tzu Chi volunteers distribute 10 kilograms of rice to every household, helping a total of 500 households.
按照正常是这包10公斤的
10 kilograms of rice can sustain a family for around 20 days. To transport the rice here, it may require over 2 months. We really appreciate that.
Regardless of the distance, Tzu Chi managed to ship the rice within 2 months, from Taiwan to Durban of South Africa, then Mozambique, and finally Zimbabwe. When the rice arrives at Zimbabwe, it is required to undergo clearance procedures. When the residents receive the rice, it is 3 months after the rice was shipped. Local volunteers cook rice and the vegetables for the families. The volunteers also give the residents haircuts. Tzu Chi volunteers make an appeal to the residents.
You, me, everybody, we can do help the people.
In hopes to spread love far and wide, the volunteers from South Africa joined together to show the residents the warmth of Tzu Chi.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Durban, South Africa, went to Maputo, the capital of Mozambique, on Tzu Chi's first visit to the country. Under the guidance of local volunteers, they visited a poor community 5 kilometers from the presidential office to survey the needs of local residents, as well as to encourage them to help each other.
In Mozambique, many grand mansions line the coastline with its beautiful scenery. Just 5 kilometers away from these affluent homes, however, is a poor community where the houses were built with corrugated iron and reeds, and where the foul stench of garbage and sewage fills the air.
She goes and collects all these things, recycle and sell.
Very good.
She doesn't recycle actually, just organize and sell to the recycling companies. Yeah.
Katya's parents have passed away, and she can only rely on her grandmother, who makes a living by collecting recyclables. Today, Tzu Chi volunteers from Durban, South Africa, conduct Tzu Chi's first ever visit to Mozambique.
They're looking after. This is a community, and the lady here actually works with 165 old ladies, or old people. So she's here after finding out that actually we are coming, but also every weekend she has meeting with them so that they can say exactly what's the problem and discuss how to solve them.
Under the local volunteers' guidance, South Africa Tzu Chi volunteers visited a local shelter. People here have received a lot of help from various charity groups, but what they need the most is mutual assistance. A South African volunteer, Sister Tola Kelly, shares her experiences.
Crying that I'm hungry, I've got no food, I've got no money. They asked me and they told me that I will give you food today. What about tomorrow?
Although Sister Tola Kelly is 75 years old, She still has the energy to help the orphans and patients, so she encourages the locals to help themselves before receiving people's help.
In Taiwan, at the 2012 annual TIMA conference, doctors from the Taiwan Association for Minimal Invasive Gynecology also took part in the third day of the simulation surgery workshop on September 29th. The simulation surgery workshop with 8 silent mentors was attended by many doctors, as it was a great opportunity for them to improve their medical skills.
We need to separate these, then we can stop right here. Later we will change the side of the camera and go upward.
This is Dr. Ding, who is an experienced gynecologist. At the simulation surgery workshop, he patiently passes on his knowledge on how to remove abdominal lymph nodes and much more.
The lymph is located very close to the main artery. The artery is on the top of our lumbar vertebra, so when performing this kind of surgery, the most dangerous part is hurting the blood vessel. If we accidentally injure the blood vessel, it will cause massive bleeding.
The surgery to remove abdominal lymph nodes is very hard. Therefore, doctors started to use minimum invasive surgery so patients can recover faster after the surgery.
The use of a laparoscope to perform surgery is minimally invasive surgery. To remove the lymph nodes will require big cuts to open the area. But using MIS makes it easier for the patient to heal, and this is one of the features of MIS.
The simulation surgery workshop is attended by members of the 2012 annual TIMA conference and Taiwan Association for Minimal Invasive Gynecology.
The silent mentors provided us with a very good platform to learn. It gives medical students, doctors, and even senior doctors the chance to improve their medical skills.
Today, many doctors from all around Taiwan are here to learn about Tzu Chi's humanity and learn from the silent mentors. The surgeries we are performing today are very rare and difficult.
At the simulation surgery workshop, the doctors all have the chance to learn from each other and from the silent mentors who have dedicated themselves to nurturing even more doctors. The 14th annual TIMA conference was attended by over 500 medical staff from 19 countries. These doctors all gather in Hualien to share stories that inspire others. One doctor from China was so moved by Tzu Chi's mission that he vowed to influence more people to do good deeds and help those in need. Another doctor from Taiwan has helped over 23,000 patients receive reconstructive plastic surgery and reclaim their dignity.
The 2012 annual TIMA conference was held in Hualien this weekend and was attended by over 500 doctors and medical staff from 19 different countries. All over the world, you can see how the seed of love is taking root.
Everyone in our team is working very hard. We continue to do good deeds in our area. Mr. Zheng Yan, don't worry about us.
The same inspiring words came from Wei Fuquan, the superintendent of Chang'an University Hospital Medical College, whose specialty is reconstructive plastic surgery, not for cosmetic purpose. At the height of his career, he was humbled by words from a patient whose jaw he just finished reconstructing.
She told me, think about it. I can't eat with my mouth. How can I be happy? This type of straightforward answer shocked me deeply. I think, as doctors, if we walk a mile in the patient's shoes, we can approach the way we treat patients differently.
Always thinking about what is best for the patient, Wei has honed his skills and has helped over 23,000 patients find their confidence again.
As doctors, we must have a mission, but the mission that is best suited for you, in my experience, should be the mission of providing what is best for the patients. You need to use your specialty to help patients and be constantly improving your skills.
In this ever-changing medical field, the only constant is treating your patients like family and looking out for what is best for them.
The 2012 TIMA conference in Hualien is a place for doctors and medical staff to share and exchange ideas. Singapore TIMA doctors are making house calls and personalizing their healthcare program, where their counterparts from the U.S. are providing free clinic services to migrant farm workers.
A person's greatest torment in life is to suffer from sickness.
At the 2012 TIMA conference in Hualien, the Philippines TIMA staff share with everyone a short film about the good they have been doing in their country. One doctor shares his experience through the help of a translator.
他说我的1个小时 可以换来的
He says my 1 hour of time can change a patient's life. So even if they are in surgery from morning till night, they don't complain. They know that TIMA's free clinic might be some patients' only chance to see a doctor.
是他们这一生唯一一次的可以看病的机会。
In Singapore, TIMA volunteers started every other week's home visitation in providing medical care and other services, such as cleaning homes and making sure patients take their medicine.
With this program, we are able to care for patients in a more personalized way, not just medical needs, but caring for them as well.
Singapore TIMA volunteers are not only curing patients, but remember to seek Dharma wisdom by participating in the Water Repentance Sutra. In doing so, they are reminded to treat patients like family.
When kids come home from school, they remain their 20 square foot.
On the other side of the world, USA TIMA volunteers are also helping those in need in a special way.
In California, there's a special situation. Many of the farm workers don't have insurance or residency. They simply go wherever there's farm work available, and ultimately our free clinics go where they go.
Where love knows no boundaries, Tzu Chi's involvement in Haiti has not stopped for 2 years.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank Master and Tzu Chi organization for their support right after this earthquake. What never changes is our determination, our motivation to keep moving forward.
Global TIMA doctors are not the only ones out there spreading the love, but Taiwan's TIMA doctors are providing health care for those in remote areas, inmates, and immigrants. These inspiring acts moved many in the audience.
I'm so impressed by Tzu Chi, but I think the only thing I can do is to get engaged myself. It's all based on it, otherwise you can't do the work if you feel superior.
Global TIMA volunteers are encouraging each other, gathering strength here in Hualien to provide a beacon of light amid the darkness of diseases.
California's Mojave Desert is not only one of the hottest areas in North America, but is also home to some of the most desolate communities where many cannot afford health insurance. Tzu Chi partnered with the Flying Doctors to organize a free clinic for local residents.
When the clinic doors opened at 8 a.m., over 500 people were already lined up outside the Desert Mirage Middle School where the clinic was held.
I was here since 4 this morning, 4:30. There was people here since 2 a.m.
These illegal Mexican immigrants and migrant farm workers cannot afford health insurance. They live in the middle of the Mojave Desert, one of the hottest and poorest areas in the United States. As an unregulated Indian reservation, residents there are left to fend for themselves. The Flying Doctors has long provided healthcare services for this area. This year, they partnered with Tzu Chi for the first time to organize a large-scale free clinic.
Half of the farm workers here have never seen a dentist in their life, and this is their only opportunity to be able to be taken care of.
2 big trucks brought 43 dentist chairs and other essential medical equipment to the clinic.
Flying Doctors have a group of doctors flying around the country to help outreach, but they had limited resource with the equipment. But we have other equipment, so with these two combinations, we can do a big event like that, and the patient they'll get the most benefit out of that.
The big difference between Tzu Chi and a lot of the other nonprofit groups is that with Tzu Chi, we do the follow-up. We actually are committed to helping the community long-term. With some of the groups, they'll come in and do a large event, and they leave.
Traditional Chinese medicine doctors offered acupuncture and heat cupping treatments to relieve farm workers of their physical pain. In just a day's time, the clinic helped over 1,000 patients. After a long day of work, some American doctors also visited the Chinese medicine doctors for treatment.
I was taking out some difficult teeth today and my hip started hurting. I guess that's what happens when you take out so many teeth. It's a miracle.
Tzu Chi and the Flying Doctors partnership was a huge success. The free clinic provided healthcare services and love for those living in one of the most desolate places on Earth.
The Dongmen MRT station officially opened on September 30th. The structural design of this MRT station is especially unique. Engineers face the challenging task of constructing sturdy and safe underground tunnels. Surprisingly, one engineer found inspiration by observing ship booms.
From the outside, this just looks like a regular tunnel. But upon entering, one sees a round tunnel resembling a larger version of one dug out by worms. It turns out that engineers have found inspiration from these small creatures, developing what is known as the shield tunneling method.
The shield machine is shaped like a cylinder made from steel. In front is a rotating blade that cuts through earth. Inside the cylinder, where I'm pointing with my finger, is the jack. The machine relies entirely on the jack to propel the machinery forward, while the rotating blade cuts away the earth.
Engineers have always relied on shield machines to drill tunnels underground, and inevitably, obstacles arise during the process. For the MRT line connecting to the airport, tunnels must be built under the Danshui River, and constructing emergency escape routes connecting the two shield tunnels poses a significant challenge.
To build a connecting passageway from one tunnel to another, engineers must employ excavation techniques. This is one of the riskiest and the most dangerous aspects of constructing the MRT line. When attempting to build a connecting passageway under the riverbed, the risk of failure is especially high. River water can rush directly into the tunnels.
To avoid this risk, the Mass Rapid Transit Bureau introduced what is known as the double O-tube shield technology.
The double O-tube shield tunnel machine is built with two side-by-side cylinders that work simultaneously to drill adjoining tunnels. This process eliminates the need to connect two tunnels through excavation technique. It's significantly safer and more cost-efficient.
Usually, after the shield machine drills about 12 to 14 meters, we begin installing lining segments one by one. The segments are assembled from bottom to top, ending with the middle section.
From the assembling of the lining segments, we see that the tunnel resembles a figure 8. In place of the lining segments, fire doors and emergency exits are installed. This eliminates the need for evacuation tunnel installation and is also more environmentally friendly.
This process eliminates the need for high-pressure jet grouting in the riverbed. Various difficulties are associated with this procedure. For one, the quality is difficult to control, and pollutant byproducts are inevitably pollute the river. It's no longer necessary to build these 6 passageways, which is also beneficial to the environment.
This new construction technology is both safe and less harmful to the environment. In the process of urban development, technology that minimizes the destruction of Mother Nature is definitely worth lauding.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Johor, Malaysia recently came together before the Moon Festival to make charity moon cakes. This year, the volunteers made 2,200 boxes of moon cakes, which is double of what they used to make.
Having just finished his dialysis treatment, Tan Wei-ling rushes to the Jehovah Ru Tzu Chi chapter to help make charity mooncakes.
It is great to be able to come here to help make mooncakes to help the dialysis patients. If we can build a new dialysis center, it will be a great help to poor kidney patients.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Johor, Malaysia are coming together to raise funds for a new dialysis center and an education center.
Before, in previous years, we only made about 1,000 boxes of mooncakes. This year, we have really worked hard and produced 2,200 boxes. It's double what we used to make, so that also meant we had to double the amount of helpers, too.
With many first-timers on site, it is important for these experienced volunteers to pass on what they know, from the amount of ingredients to temperature control.
On the first day, we are usually less familiar with everything and therefore slower, but on our second day, things are going quite well.
My family also used to buy Tzu Chi's mooncakes for the Mid-Autumn Festival, so it is great to be able to take part personally. Apart from giving financial support, I think it is really meaningful to be able to give a little of our love.
After the completion of over 2,000 boxes of mooncakes, Tzu Chi volunteers shared some of them with their care recipients and also invited members of the public to enjoy the traditional food at the Moon Festival charity sale.
Coming here, our children can learn about the Moon Festival and get to know the traditional culture of the Chinese people and their festivals.
Apart from enjoying a variety of performances, fairgoers also get to learn about different cultures.
According to Tzu Chi Xishe Recycling Station in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, there were 10 to 20% more recyclables collected during the Moon Festival than usual. On the morning of the Mid-Autumn Festival, recycling volunteers decided to dedicate their time to sorting recyclables.
Boxes to pack the pomelos and mooncakes. These are all gift boxes thrown away by people after the Moon Festival. The volunteers are busy sorting the recyclables.
This is for barbecuing meat, and this is for vegetables.
These iron strips are sparklers and are waste left by residents during the holiday. The volunteers all remind their families not to produce too much waste.
I told my son not to barbecue, but buy a takeout to bring home because barbecues pollute the air. It smelled really bad yesterday when everyone was barbecuing.
There were a lot of people barbecuing and playing with firecrackers. I told those who were playing with them not to play with too many.
Before the Moon Festival, Tzu Chi Xishe Recycling Station in Kaohsiung had already received 10 to 20% more recyclables than usual. So the volunteers even worked through the holiday to make sure they could reduce the amount of garbage.
At the end of the show, we go to the Philippines, where every 3 months, Tzu Chi volunteers will arrive at the Dreamland village to distribute aid supplies. This time, the volunteers handed out rice, noodles, hand sanitizer, and other food, helping a total of 301 households. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.